I'd buy that for $1.
What up, peeps? Mr.Bones back at you for another Dollar Tree Theater. What we're going to talk about is Way of the Wicked, starring Vinnie Jones, Emily Tennant, Jake Croker, and Christian Slater. An unholy secret, an inhuman evil. Christian Slater stars with Vinnie Jones in this heart-stopping supernatural thriller after a series of inexplicable murders sweeps a small isolated community. Father Henry, played by Slater, goes to a local police detective, played by Jones, with a theory on why the murders are occurring. The two learn that a troubled teen with a dark past has recently moved to town and has set his sights on the cop's beautiful young daughter. Father Henry, who turns out to have secrets of his own, finds himself pitted against a demonic force more diabolically evil and twisted than any of them could have imagined. This was a decent little movie, not as suspenseful and high energy as the back describes it as, but it starts off with these kids in like elementary or middle school. They're young, and Robbie Mueller is getting picked on and beat up by a group of 3 or 4 boys for no reason. And it's him and this little girl Heather, and all of a sudden their noses start bleeding and they start choking and stuff, and it appears that the little boy Robbie has some kind of like telepathic powers, or I don't know what you call it, kind of similar to Carrie. And then the movie comes on. So that was years ago. The movie comes on, and Robbie has moved back to town 5 years later, and him and the girl are like teenagers, young adults. And he goes back to town and starts going to her high school, and the same shit starts happening again. Like there's this dude that thinks he is tough shit, and he owns that girl, and he's like real possessive over her, keeps telling him to stay away from her. And he decides to rough him up in the hallway one day, and he gets slammed against the lockers, but Robbie isn't touching him, and his nose is bleeding, he starts choking, and he gets put in a hospital. And you got Christian Slater. He plays a sort of small role. I mean, he's in the movie, but he's like trying to figure out what's going on, and he's been studying the case of Robbie's for years and telling the girl's dad about what's going on, what he thinks is going on. And her dad is played by Vinnie Jones, who you usually see him play a badass in action movies, but he's playing like a worried father in this. And there's a cool twist to this, an unexpected twist. It was unexpected to me, and it was pretty cool. And this was a decent watch. It was a decent movie. I liked it. I'd recommend anyone check it out. And that's what I watched. Peace.